Welcome back, everyone. It's currently storming very loudly as I'm recording this, so if you can hear the thunder, please consider it free atmosphere. There's absolutely nothing I can do about it. Alright, we said we were going to start this one, so let's head in. Say, man. I have to pick somewhere? Alright, let's head to the cafe. It's 12 p.m. Oh, there's a bird thing. Give it to me. You know, normally you'd be breaking school rules just by stepping foot in a cafe. I'll be in hot water if you lied about having permission from the police. Remember that. We know, it'll be okay. So, what did you want to ask me? First, let me get that bird. Yeah. Alright, Mockingbird 8. What's this one? Head Honjo. I still love Head Honjo. Sparring Sparrow Bros. Oh, they're so adorable. Look at them. Alright, back to the story. Scroll back. Oh my goodness, why is he so close? Alright, ask about his curse stone. Yakko, if you would. Right, we wanted to ask you about this. Da-dan! Oh my, a curse stone. An Okame mask, that must mean the Fool's Procession. You two were at the school last night. Damn, there of all places. Oh, Yakko, you're one of them? You're a curse bearer? Please calm down, Mr. Araishi. Your reaction is too intense. It's kind of scaring me. Sorry about that. I'm afraid I got ahead of myself. What is it you wanted to know about your curse stone? What would be the best way to approach this? Flatter him. It's just a brilliant teacher like you must know an awful lot about these curse stones. Well, it's true that I'm likely the person most well-versed in this matter. You're the only one we can count on, Mr. Araishi. Won't you help us, please? Oh, am I now? In that case, there's no harm in hearing what you might have to ask. So easily played. Thank you. Let's see. Why is everything with the Rite of Resurrection and 7 Mysteries curse stones happening now? Oh-ho! Taken an interest now that you've received one of the curses, have you? You sound like a researcher, starting your questioning with your subject's origins. Mr. Araishi, you're not the one who triggered the curse, are you? No, I'm afraid I had nothing to do with that. Rather, I wasn't even attempting to do so in the first place. Completing the rite itself has nothing to do with my research. Then, do you know of the ancient Onmyodo ritual known as the Feast of Shadows? What is that? Something from the occult? Ms. Kurosuzu, you look like the type to be interested in those things, but it's outside my field of expertise. In that case, why do you think the rite and curses have appeared now? I believe this is the intentional work of someone. It's certainly not something that would happen by accident. Why is it you want to know? Well, he may not tell us anything else if we say that we're trying to stop the curse. We need to make something up. Right. It's the only option I have. Well, you see, we just have such intellectual curiosity and, think it could really help your research. I see. Now that you mention it. Seems like he's reluctant to answer. Then how about... ask about his research. Then what does that record of fates that you've been researching say about the Rite of Resurrection? Oh, I see. So that's what you want to know. Allow me to first elucidate. I'm not going to lie, I don't know how to say that. Regarding the author of the Record of Fates. Why does he keep using big words? A special privilege, I might add, since I have yet to publish this in a paper. Yeah, okay. The Record of Fates was written 200 years ago in the latter half of the Edo period. It was written by a skilled but little-known onmyoji called Seiman Tsuchimikado. This is important stuff. If nothing else, remember this. Okay, Seiman Tsuchimikado. Got it. Seiman Tsuchimikado. I've never heard of him. I'm sure you haven't. He was born into a famed onmyoji family, but split away to practice forbidden arts in secret. It's the dream. He used whatever name was most convenient for the situation, so his real name barely exists in records. Or so it is written in the Record of Fates. Huh. As brilliant as Seiman was, he was also an eccentric, aren't they all? He delved into researching the Rite of Resurrection, a legendary forbidden ritual that had never been completed. However, by involving himself with this forbidden ritual, he was expelled from his family and eventually found himself in Honjo in Edo. The Record of Fates are the writings Seiman recorded on the road to Edo. I see. So he wrote how to perform the rite itself. The Rite of Resurrection makes use of Abe no Seimei's specialty, the Taizan Fukun ritual, a means of communicating with the afterlife. It uses soul dregs to replicate the soul of a dead spirit that has been called. Huh. Oh wow. I never knew something like that existed. Thus, it is thought the only ones who can use it are those with the ability to turn human souls into soul dregs in the first place. So, the Rite of Resurrection calls for that ritual to be performed in advance. Then, when the soul dregs are gathered and infused with the wish of whoever is performing the ritual, it can be completed. The contents written in the Record of Fates end there. There's no more? What about the 7 mysteries or the curse stones? There's nothing written about them in the Record of Fates. The curse stones are separate from the Rite of Resurrection. Their curse is one used to enable one who is unable to perform such rituals to be able to use the rite. Why did bro have to word it that way? Enable, unable, able. That's similar to what Mio said, actually. Alright, we got several things updated. Onmyoji, an officially appointed government position with the Bureau of Onmyo in medieval Japan. Onmyoji were tasked with performing divinations and rituals. They would employ the Chinese philosophies of yin and yang and wuxing, the 5 elements, to compose astronomical charts and almanacs? I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what that word is. High-ranking practitioners used a variety of mystical arts, including ones that brought natural disasters and curses. Onmyoji were also tasked with exorcising demons through the usage of shikigami. Onmyoji thrived during the Heian period, in part due to the work of the famous onmyoji and later founder of the Tsuchimikado clan, Abe no Seimei. However, onmyoji began to gradually decline in number after samurai gained control of Japan. At the same time, many of their miraculous arts were lost along with the development of civilization. Although the services of onmyoji were typically reserved for the upper class, there were a number of shomonji, or hidden onmyoji, who worked for the common folk. The Shigima kidnapping, alright, that was what we learnt last time. I'm not going to read all that again. The Rite of Resurrection, yada yada yada. Excuse me, Mr. Araishi. What is it, Miss Kurosuzu? You published a theory before the incident took place. It said that the Rite of Resurrection and origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo are related somehow. What proof did you have of that? You really know your stuff. But about that. That was a somewhat sensationalized piece written for occult magazines. Oh, really? It was just nonsense then? Not exactly. Rather, it's not a complete fabrication. There is a basis for it. And that is? Well, I suppose there's no harm in telling a couple of students so passionate about this topic. Thank you. This is something I discovered from referencing numerous texts unrelated to the record of fates. I'm struggling. It was just after Seiman arrived in Honjo. There are records of a conflict over a ritual used to resurrect the dead in Honjo. Why is that highlighted? I'm intrigued. A conflict over resurrecting the dead. I don't know the details. A man enticed the public with claims of a spell that could resurrect the dead, causing a conflict that ended tragically with 9 dead. Is that the 9 mysteries? That is the only remaining reference. 9 people fighting over a resurrection ritual. I call this tragedy the Honjo incident, and it has long been a subject of my research. And I suspect that this Honjo incident might be the very origin of the 7 mysteries of Honjo. See? We're on the same wavelength. So what you're saying is, the resurrection ritual at the root of the Honjo incident is Seiman's rite of resurrection. Yes, that is how the record of fates ties everything together. To put it in chronological order, first, Seiman brought the rite of resurrection to Edo. We can assume that by this point, Seiman was likely using a different name. Then, in Honjo, 9 people fought to the death over this rite, the Honjo incident. After that, the incident was covered up by an interested party, preventing it from being recorded in history fully. Eventually, it was passed down in incomplete pieces, becoming known as the 7 mysteries of Honjo. That's more or less the course of events. Naruhodo ne? I see. So that's how they're connected. Then, if I'm getting this right, the 7 mysteries were basically required to gather the soul dregs necessary for the rite. And there's more. With this most recent occurrence of the curse, I've become even more confident in my theory. You are? Yes, the reason for it being the resentful memories of the 7 mysteries etched into those who receive the cursed stones. Resentful memories. Yakko, if you really are a curse bearer, then when you obtained your curse stone, you would have had a resentful memory imprinted in your mind. Oh, I did. Exactly. Those memories are what happened in the final moments of the 9 who died in the Honjo incident. Broadly speaking, they involve dying while bearing some kind of deep resentment. The 9 victims became the 9 curse echoes, which over time came to be spoken of as the 7 mysteries. I love how there's like 9 of these things, but it's always referred to as 7 because for some reason it has to be the Nana Fushigi. It has to be 7. Thus, gathering the resentful memories granted by the present curses and connecting them together, it will reveal once and for all what happened during the Honjo incident. Huh. Why does he smile like that? That's why you must tell me about the resentful memory of your fool's procession, Yakko. Ugh. Mio, should I? Yeah, I think it's okay. We need all the information we can get. Alright, tell him. Okay, Mr. Araishi, I'll tell you about the memory of the fool's procession. Excellent. So basically, it's about a woman who died falling from a Yagura tower at a festival. Interesting. It's not that one then. Not that one? What do you mean? Among the 9 victims of at the Honjo incident, that is to say the 9 curse echoes, One of them is Seiman himself. Or so I suspect. Dun dun dun. Huh? Seiman was one of the victims at the Honjo incident too? Meaning, an onmyoji as powerful as him also became a curse echo? Right. It would make sense that the curse stone tied to a curse echo like that would be special. The power of a curse stone is different based on the curse echo. Mio, then maybe with Seiman's curse echo we could... Yes, we may be able to settle this whole situation. Weren't they saying that the one-sided reed was the most powerful? Does that mean that that was Seiman? Hey, what are you two whispering about? Oh, nothing, sorry. Mr. Araishi, how many of the resentful memories have you gathered so far? I have learned a number of them. The Evergreen Beach, the Foot-Washing Mansion, the Ever-Burning Lantern, and now the Fool's Procession makes 4. Of those, the most important are the Foot-Washing Mansion and the Evergreen Beach. What are they about? First, the Foot-Washing Mansion. An onmyoji appears distinctly in this one. Really? But not Seiman, I'm afraid. A female onmyoji who sought the rite of resurrection due to her obsession with her personal appearance. Her legs, which she had always taken pride in, were stricken with corruption after she was defeated by Seiman. Her curse echo is notable for being particularly easy to fulfill the requirements necessary to use the curse. That detective did well to escape this one. So, a female onmyoji and rival of Seiman was involved in the Honjo incident. That certainly is interesting. Next, the Evergreen Beach. It has to be the one-sided reeds then, right? Because that's about a guy cutting down a woman. And then after she died, like the reeds there only ever grew leaves on one side. Intriguing. Alright, the Evergreen Beach. This curse echo is from a craftsman of Netsuke carvings named Jinkichi who was hanged for spreading baseless rumors. He apparently spoke of something that granted the ability to bring back the dead. The rite of resurrection! Precisely. This man, Jinkichi, must have been in contact with Seiman. I absolutely love and adore how they're tying all of these old mysteries together as like actual history that happened. That's such a cool story. If I could just collect all of the memories, everything will be revealed and the truth of the 7 mysteries will be mine. That is the knowledge I desire. Me too, brother! Meaning you need to gather as much information as you can from the curse bearers. Precisely. I have an agreement to exchange information with those detectives. But they might not even find the other curse bearers, so I must take measures of my own. Another thing. Yes. You never really finished about what the trigger for all of this was. Well, I don't know. Really? You're not hiding something from us, are you? It has something to do with how you obtained the Record of Fates, right? How did you really get a hold of the Record of Fates? To tell you the truth, we're in a race against time. It could be a disaster if we don't hurry. What are you talking about? Someone left a warning that at sundown today, they would use the curse to kill a lot of people. The one who left that message is the culprit behind the Nejima murders from 20 years ago. What? Something so terrible will happen? I won't allow potentially hundreds of people to become victims of a curse. I'll do anything in my power to stop it. Mr. Araishi, please, tell us everything you know. I'm sorry, but I truly don't know anything. The truth is, I was given the Record of Fates by a woman. A woman? The Hokusai chick? Everything is the Hokusai chick. Well, her voice sounded like a woman's, but I didn't actually see what she looked like. 1 month ago, while I was investigating at night, I suddenly heard a formless voice. A woman's voice. It said, "I entrust you with this ancient manuscript and the rite of resurrection held within its pages. Spread rumors of this ritual as far and wide as you can in the coming month." And before I knew it, an old document had fallen down at my feet. 1 month. She specified the time period. I was told if I did that, I could study the manuscript as much as I pleased. I wanted so badly to verify its authenticity, I ended up accepting. I haven't heard anything from the voice since then. It must have had you spread rumors in order to strengthen the power of the curse, to tie together the curse and the desire to seek out the right. This makes it likely that the owner of the voice is the mastermind behind all of this. Hence, I went public with the Record of Fates. Hihaku and occult magazines immediately jumping at the news was a financial boon for me. Hihaku, as in Hihaku soaps? Right, I mean, no, that's not important, just some personal business. After that, I waited, trying to predict what would occur in a month's time. That's when the curse began. Those are the details I have. Very well. I've told you this much, I may as well give you one more thing. Thank you. What might that be? About Seiman's Record of Fates. There is a sort of continuation to it, another document called the Record of Fates Yin Scroll. A continuation. Actually, a section written in Seiman's own hand was appended to the manuscript, according to which, after the Honjo incident, Seiman lamented such a calamity taking place. He apparently wrote the addendum for the event that the tragedy became its own curse. It seems he had an idea that the victims of the Honjo incident would turn into curse echoes and be used to gather soul dregs. It supposedly details how to handle any trouble that occurs as a result of the rite of resurrection. Really? Hold on a second. Don't you find that strange? What's the matter, Miss Sakazaki? You think my information inaccurate? If Seiman died in the Honjo incident, then he couldn't have written an addendum. You really don't get it, do you? Huh? Am I wrong? Have you forgotten the ability Seiman possessed? Of course not. He could use the rite of Oh. You're telling me Seiman used it on himself? The rite of resurrection can be carried out in advance so that it activates when the soul dregs are gathered together. Then is it not possible that Seiman himself was resurrected by the rite after it all took place? But he'd still have to collect the soul dregs needed to use the rite. Yes, and that's why they died. The 8 others besides Seiman. What? They died in the Honjo incident for their soul dregs? That sounds like it's the same as what's happening now. That's why I need the resentful memories, to learn the truth. I get it now. The issue at hand is that the Yin Scroll and the Record of Fates were supposed to have been passed down as a set. When I received the Record of Fates, the Yin Scroll was gone. Only this information was left. Supposedly, Seiman's blood descendants guarded it as they passed it down across generations. The Hokusai girl. It's the Hokusai girl. It has to be. Either that or it's Mio, I don't know. It seems that over their long history, the 2 documents became separated and the scroll's location lost as the family line branched. Seiman had descendants, so there's someone out there related to him by blood even now. Yes, in fact, I've tried to trace the line as far as I could. He wasn't a well-known onmyoji to begin with, so a detailed family tree does not exist. It seems likely that the use of the manuscript has been long forgotten, only being passed down out of tradition. And since they aren't even aware of what they have, tracking it down is quite tricky indeed. I wish I could ask whoever that voice belonged to about the Yin Scroll. I'm sure you do. So basically, in the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll, Seiman himself wrote about ways to handle the curse and the rite, yes? Yes, that's right. I've been searching for it all this time, but I haven't found a single lead. So, if you two find out anything about other resentful memories, or Yin Scroll, tell me immediately. You owe me that much for telling you all this, do you not? That's the real extent of everything I know. Cool. Alright, I'm calling it. It's the Hokusai chick, absolutely. She's too random to not be the main character. Yes, I understand. Thank you for your help. I love how she always has her hands together like that. If you bring me some useful information, I'll take it into consideration for your school grades as well. Ha ha ha. Alright, 1 p.m. We've learned a lot, we really have. So to sum it up, there was a tragic incident with people cursing each other for the rite of resurrection in the Edo period as well. And the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll may have info we want since it details how to stop the rite. I think that's about it. I am so impressed that she actually managed to sum all of that up in 2 sentences. If that were Higurashi, I would still be here reading in 10 minutes. If we could just find the Yin Scroll, we might be able to learn how to settle this situation. But even Mr. Araishi didn't have any leads on where it is. How do we start looking for it? Someone involved in this now must have some connection to it, I think. I have a feeling the mastermind who awakened the curses is involved too. Right. This is starting to drag again. I liked when these chapters were all like roughly 30 minutes and not an hour. My voice. Whoever's behind that voice that gave Mr. Araishi the Record of Fates. That must be the mastermind, don't you think? Yeah, and he said it sounded like it belonged to a woman. Whoever it is, I bet they're scary. Huh, you don't sound like the Yakko I know. Then let's catch 'em and make 'em spill the beans. I thought you'd say something like that. Really? I guess I'm just not really feeling that confident right now. I understand. I don't know if it's related to that woman behind the voice, but I'm also interested in the female onmyoji who was a rival of Seiman. It's just like my kuon. Oh, that reminds me, Mio. You know what's nearby here, don't you? Hmm? Oh, you mean where Michio... Yeah, where it happened. I was going there every day to leave flowers. Is it Michio? Is Michio the descendant? Sorry, distracted. Even though they always get cleared away anyways. I'm sure it must be hard to have to be reminded of Michio's death all the time. Oh, that reminds me, Yakko. Yeah? When you asked me to do the spirit board 2 days ago, did you come here that day too? Yeah, I left some flowers before going to school. Why? Did anything seem different that day? What's this all of a sudden? Though, now that you mention it, that day I suddenly felt lightheaded and ended up passing out for a bit. But I came to right away and felt fine, so I didn't think anything of it. I see. That's all I was wondering about, thanks. Hmm? So, Mio, what are we gonna do next? Good question. It may be best to give the information we just learned to Inspector Tsutsumi. We got a pretty big clue from hearing about the Record of Fate's Yin Scroll. Mr. Tsutsumi might know more about it. Should we go back to school then? Yeah, that's our point of contact after all. Excuse me, you girls over there. Oh god, it's him again. Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but something you said caught my attention. And who might you be? I'm Yutaro Namigaki. I should probably tell you. Until yesterday, I was a curse bearer. That should clear things up. A curse bearer? Oh, you don't need to be scared. I've already given up the curse stone of the foot-washing mansion. The foot-washing mansion? So you're the one Inspector Tsutsumi was talking about. Ah, you already know Inspector Tsutsumi. That makes this simple. There's nothing to worry about. Oh, hey! You're in the driver's seat. Yakko? Yes? Wait, what? Just now, Was I doing something? Mess him up. Sorry. Mr. Namigaki, what might be the matter? Right. Actually, I wanted to discuss something with you two. Would you come with me if you have a little time? Discuss something? With us? You were talking about Michio Shiraishi, right? It's related to that. Huh? I'm sure you would learn a few things yourself. If not now, later is fine. I'll be waiting around Ryogoku Bridge. Something rubs me the wrong way about this, but he mentioned Michio. What should we do? What should we do? He doesn't have a curse stone anymore. Let's talk to him. Well, I suppose we may as well hear what it is you have to say. Glad to hear it. Then shall we relocate elsewhere? Alright, I wanted to do this entire episode in one episode again, but it's starting to drag out way too long again, and if we have to go back to the school, I assume there's going to be even more, so we're going to end this one here. We discovered a lot again in this episode. They're like lore bomb dropping us. Seiman, a woman, another onmyoji. Could possibly be related to the one-sided reads, which is fascinating because that's also like the first Honjo mystery that I ever really knew myself long before this game. Alright, come back next week. Well, let's talk to this this dude. It cracks me up with his stupid sexy legs that never worked. Alright, and let's find out what's going on. I'll see you guys then. See ya.